This is part one of a two-part video covering the complete disassembly and reassembly of the Springfield Armory 1911 Range Officer. Part one covers disassembly, part two covers reassembly. Our first priority in handling any firearm is to make sure it's unloaded, eject the magazine, and make sure the chamber is clear. Okay, in our beginning the disassembly, we need to separate the slide from the frame, and to do that we need to release the recoil spring plug, and of course keep this away from your face. There's a considerable amount of pressure in here, and I do this with sort of a two-step process. Push down on the plug, rotate your barrel bushing till it rests on the shoulder of the plug. Now you can complete your rotation, push down on the plug, and you can bring that out safely and under control. Now you'll notice that there are two notches in the slide. This is the slide locking notch. This is the takedown notch. So we need to move that slide back to the takedown position, which is right there. That notch is aligned with the slide lock. Now the slide lock has a pin that goes all the way through. Just push up on that pin and you can pull your slide lock right out. Okay, next we can remove the frame from the slide. And bring your recoil spring and guide rod out the back of the slide. Now rotate your barrel bushing to the other side. Bring that right out the front. Now you can, with the barrel link forward, bring the barrel out the front of the slide. Next, we want to remove the firing pin and extractor. Push down on the firing pin with this is an 1/8 inch punch. Here again, keep this away from your face. Rotate the retainer back so that it rests on the firing pin. Now you can put your thumb over the firing pin and remove the retainer, remove the firing pin. Just touch on the extractor on the inside of the slide and it'll drop right out of the bottom of the slide. Now your slide is completely disassembled. Next we'll go to the frame. Remove the grips first, and these grip screws are torque screws, so you'll need a number 15 torque screwdriver. You'll notice I've replaced these grips. They're the double diamond grips. I like the looks of them a lot better than the Springfield Armory grips. Springfield Armory grips are nice grips. They've got the logo in them. But one of the main reasons I replaced them is because these grips are about 4 millimeters thinner than the Springfield Armory grips, and they just fit my hand a little bit better. After these grips are removed, we'll get on with the disassembly. Okay, the first thing we need to do is remove the mainspring housing. Now, of course, there's a mainspring in there that's under considerable pressure, and with the hammer down, insert your little takedown pin. Now move your hammer up, decock it. You'll notice this is now under pressure. It's holding the mainspring down. And you're not to remove this until you put the gun back together. Now we need to remove the pin from the mainspring housing, and this is sometimes a little difficult to get out. It's you got to push down and take that same 1/8 inch punch. Push down on that pin. Comes out. Now you can move your mainspring housing back. Take it out. Next we want to remove our sear spring. Now we can remove our safeties, grip safety and thumb safety. The thumb safety has a pin on it that goes all the way through and holds on the grip safety. Now before you pull that thumb safety off, there's a spring-loaded catch in here, and if you just pull it out, it's going to go flying out across the room. You may not be able to find it real easy, so I just point this up, push on the back side of that, pull that thumb safety right out, and your little spring catch falls down right where you can find it. Take your grip safety off. Next we want to remove the hammer and the sear and disconnector. Now there are 2 pins here. Look on the other side. This is the hammer pin. This is the sear and disconnector pin. Now as you push those up, there's a little lip under them. You can just put your fingernail under there, lift them right out. Hammer comes out. Do the same with your sear and disconnector pin. Sear and disconnector drop right out. Okay, the final step is to remove your trigger. Trigger's locked in with the mag release. You can push up on that. To release that mag release, push up on it. Put your screwdriver in that little screw, push down on your screwdriver, rotate it a little over 1/4 of a turn, and that comes right out. Next, just push your trigger out the back of the frame. That's your final step. Your frame is completely disassembled. That concludes part 1 of the video, Complete Disassembly. Go to YouTube and you can find part 2 covering the reassembly. Thank you. Hope you learned something.